Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So on my channel, I usually talk about luxury items that I don't think you should buy and also items that I personally wish I had never bought because it was a complete waste of my money. But for today's video, I want to switch it up a bit and actually talk about luxury items that I wish I had bought and I regret not buying. I am, for the most part, not the type of person to really dwell on things that it's too late to really do anything about. If I missed out buying a certain item, then there's going to be something else that comes around in the future that I'll like and I'll purchase. But when I went to Woodbury a few weeks ago, there was one item that I was secretly hoping that somehow I would be able to find at the outlet store. And so I thought about it a little bit more, and even though there's not that many things that I regret not buying, there are a few items that really stick out in my mind that I really wish I had gotten my hands on. So I just wanted to share that with you guys today as a little bit of a fun video. And before we get started, if you're new here, hi, my name is Carol and my channel is all about luxury, fashion, and style tips for the working woman. I post new videos every single week. So if you like this video, please check out my channel, watch some more of my videos, and subscribe so you don't miss out on my future uploads. So let's get into this video. Since I already mentioned the bag that I was really hoping I would find at Woodbury, I'm going to start with that first. And this bag might actually be a little bit of a surprise for you guys because it doesn't seem like it's in keeping with my usual preference for handbags, but the one that I'm talking about is this mini little backpack from Fendi from a few years ago, probably around 2016, I want to say. And that was back when I had purchased my medium peekaboo from Fendi. So when I was there, I had originally wanted to buy the peekaboo, and that was the bag that I ended up getting. But when I was at the store, there was just this amazing, beautiful little backpack. It was completely leather that I was so attracted to. And on one side of the bag, there was sort of like a tab that had all these like bejeweled gem looking pieces on it, and it was just so stunning and I really wanted it so badly. There was a black one as well as this sort of baby blush pink colored one that also looked really nice, and I really wanted to get it so badly. But back then I couldn't really afford to buy multiple bags at once. I had saved up and intended on getting the peekaboo, and because a backpack back then as well as right now, it's not really the type of thing that I would wear super often. So I decided, of course, it made more sense to get the peekaboo. But really, I think that backpack is so pretty and I've never seen another one like it since. So looking back, I really do wish I had picked up the backpack because even right now, the peekaboo that I own is actually still available for purchase both on Fendi's website as well as a lot of other retailers too. So it really makes me wish that I had just gotten the backpack back then and then saved up for the peekaboo, because then I could have both right now instead of longing for that backpack that will probably never come around again. And then there is this style of shoes that I actually own a pair of, but I just wish that I had purchased more colors in this exact same style. And I'm talking about a pair of pumps from Dior, and I believe they're called the Dior Essence pumps. And this style of shoe is so comfortable. I have a kind of blush pink patent pair that I wear all the time, and unfortunately when I had purchased this pair of shoes, it actually took me a couple months before I first wore them, and then it took me a while longer to really realize that it was so comfortable compared to a lot of my other shoes. And yeah, I just wish that I had purchased more of them because they look really nice. I like how the heel is just a little bit different than your typical thin stiletto heel. So I just wish that I had bought more pairs of these shoes because honestly, I think those look a lot nicer than the Dior pumps that they have right now. So these last two items are both from Chanel, and I'm going to leave for last the item that out of every single thing on this list, if I could go back in time to purchase just one of these items, that would be the thing that I would go back in time to purchase hands down. But first I want to talk about this collection from Chanel that I really wish I had just purchased something from, and the collection is this very specific Camellia embossed collection that Chanel did, I would say, in around the 2016 or maybe 2015 to 2016 time frame. And you might have noticed that a lot of these items that I'm mentioning in this video are from this point in time, and that's because back then was kind of when I first started working and when I first started to purchase designer items. So even if I was able to track down all of these items that I mentioned on this list, I couldn't necessarily afford all of them. So yeah, I missed out on a lot of things because of that. But of course, it's definitely a better idea to really manage your finances better instead of buying things because you don't want to miss out on them. So this specific Camellia embossed collection was very unique because usually when Chanel does these Camellia embossed items, they're just very subtly embossed on the lambskin. But this specific collection, it was actually embossed in a kind of gold colored foil of some sort. So you could really make out the outline of the flowers very well, and it was just so pretty because you had these gold outlines of the flowers on a very rich dark black lambskin, and it just pops so nicely. And I remember seeing so many photos of the SOGs from this collection and thinking, I just wish I had something from this collection. But yes, of course, I don't own anything from this collection, and I really haven't seen anything that is super similar to it ever since. There was this other Camellia embossed collection that was actually in caviar, and instead of the CC logo being just a simple looking smooth gold metal, it was a CC logo with this little camellia on it. So that was also very pretty too, and that I could have actually bought if I wanted to, but I actually don't really like caviar, as you might already know, so I didn't buy that. But I kind of wish I had bought that too, but I don't really care for that nearly as much as this embossed in gold version that I missed out on. And this last item that I really wish I had bought is this So Black classic flap in the medium size in lambskin. And I can't necessarily say that I regret not buying this because this was released back before I even started collecting luxury items. I was still in college at the time, so it really wasn't something that was in the cards for me to purchase at all. But there is a very similar one that I do regret not buying. So the one that if I was to go back in time and purchase, if I could, is the quilted So Black lambskin classic flap. But the one that I kind of wish I had bought because I had a chance to buy it is the same type of So Black classic flap, but instead of quilted, it was in a chevron pattern. And that was released at a time when I was buying my first classic flap in the black caviar. And now I think about it and I just think if I had bought this lambskin bag, I would still have it today. But because I had instead purchased the black caviar with gold hardware, I had sold that on because I don't like caviar. But it's really funny to think back that even though that bag was so classic, it just didn't work for me. I didn't absolutely love it, so I don't have it anymore. But the one that was not very classic and was a little bit more trendy is still trendy right now after 4 or 5 years. And if I had just bought that, I would have gotten it for $4,900 US, whereas now I'm still hoping that they release something super similar to that bag. And if I see one that I like, it would cost me $6,500, I believe, or even more to purchase one of those bags. So that is a big difference in price. And you might be thinking, there's been so many other So Black bags that have been released. Why didn't you get one of those? Well, I am just waiting for something that is as close to the ones that I missed out on as possible, and that hasn't really been released recently. There was one recently that I was so close to getting, which is the reissue that they released for the 20A collection, and that one is so pretty too, but I just knew that deep down I really wanted the So Black Classic flap, and I wasn't quite willing to settle for the reissue. Plus I thought that the black hardware on the aged calfskin on the reissue might be a little bit too edgy and a little bit too dressed down for my personal style, so I decided not to risk it on such an expensive bag. And yeah, I'm still waiting for the next perfect So Black Classic flap to be released, and I just hope that Chanel doesn't raise their prices too much more before that happens. So that is it for this video about the luxury items that I really regret not buying, and I hope you liked this video. I certainly had fun brainstorming for this video and filming it. I really hope you liked it, and if you did, please do give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below if there's any items that you regret not buying yourself, and why do you regret not buying it? Was this item something that was highly sought after and really hard to get your hands on, or was it something that you looked at, decided not to buy, and then changed your mind when it was too late? I would be very curious to know what happened for these items. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do consider subscribing for new videos about luxury and fashion every single week. And I'll leave 2 videos up on the screen for you to watch next. So I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.